Your stepmom and dad are fighting again. As usual, they are fighting over money. You turn your eyes around your small house. Your brother just chilling or smoking, and it's like he is immune on what's happening around him. Well, who can get used to it if this is what happens every day? You go up to your room and cover yourself with a blanket and put the earpiece in both of your ear so you don't hear your parents bickering downstairs. You need to sleep cause you still have work tomorrow. You turn yourself on the bed trying to find a better position so you could sleep, but still you can hear them. You just get up and go to the rooftop. Your house is small but have 3 stories. You live in a slum area, so the houses here are usually made of wood. You sit on the small balcony on the third floor. That place is empty. That's where you hang your clothes and the place where you usually hide when you are frustrated. I knew it, you're here, said your best friend named Uzaka. I want to leave this place. People who are satisfied with their lives usually stay in this place. But people who has a dream in life makes a way to get out of this place. I will find a way to leave this place. YN, I'm leaving here tomorrow morning. Huh? Where are you going? I have a friend who is a part of mafia organization. His boss needs someone. I want to work with him, and when I became successful, I will come back here to get you out of this place. Osaka, just forget me. You know, I don't want to get into a relationship. I'm afraid my future family will experience the hardship I experience. That's why I will find a way to be rich. I'm not sure when I will come back. If ever you already live in this place, I look for you everywhere. You will stay in my heart, YN. I love you so much. He glances at you while tears in his eyes as he jumped down. Later on, you just saw him running away on the ground. You sigh and feel guilty, but what can you do? You don't love him. One day after your job at a convenience store, you're walking towards the bus stop when a cab stopped in front of you. A car door stopped as you heard a familiar voice saying, "Why and get in?" To make sure, you pick at that person inside and you didn't make a mistake. Your dad the one who spoke. "Dad, where are we going?" You ask him, but he just said, "Just get in. You will know when we get there." You did it down since it's your dad, so you just get in. Not long you arrive at the huge house. When you get out of the cab, you saw your dad go to the trunk and took out a big suitcase. "Dad, for who's that suitcase? And what are we doing here?" He didn't answer. You just walked inside a gate, so you couldn't do anything but follow him while confused. Later on, you saw a beautiful and elegant lady. She smiled at you and told you welcome. Even though you were confused, you also smiled at her. She invited you and your dad to sit down and ask what you wanted to drink. You refused in nicest way and just made an excuse that you weren't thirsty. Until you noticed your dad. He was quiet, so you asked him again, "Dad, what are we really doing here?" "This is where you will live from now on. You will marry Madam's son." Your voice suddenly rose, was saying, "What? This is absurd. And why would I marry someone I don't know?" Jungkook's mom scared you, so she came over. "Mr. Choi, if your daughter doesn't want to, don't force her. I don't want her to be forced to do something she doesn't want to." "Thank you, madam, for understanding me. Excuse me." you said and bowed at her. You glanced at your dad and turned your back to leave that place. However, you suddenly stopped when the woman spoke again. Mr. Choi, just give me back the money you asked for me, because if not, I can put you in jail. You turned around again and went to your dad. Dad, what money is she talking about? I'm sorry if your dad didn't tell you. I went to your house last week to talk to you, but you weren't there. So I just talked to your dad instead. I told him that I need you to marry my son. Your dad told me he will allow you to do that if I pay him 2 million. So I gave him that money on the same day, since I really need you. You just rolled your fist and gritted your teeth in so much anger towards your dad. You can't believe that he can't do that. Dad, where's the money? Just give it back to her, please. I don't want to get married. He held your shoulder and started to cry. I'm sorry, YN. The money is gone. I lost at the casino. It's like your world is falling apart at this time. You just cry out of devastation. You know there is no escape from the situation. You don't have that much money to pay the woman, and if you don't do what she wants, your dad go to jail. What do you want from me, madam? Sit down so I can explain to you. You exhale out of your frustration and sit in front of her while your dad just is standing at your back. She didn't even start her sentence when you saw a guy walking, but he was holding crutches in his both arms and was obviously struggling to walk. Jungkook, come here, his mom said, but he didn't even look at you or even at his mom. He is my only son. He is a racer, but he had an accident and became disabled. The doctor said she needs surgery and therapy to return to his old life, but he doesn't want to do that. He lost hope, and no matter what we convince him, he doesn't want to listen to us. Then what is the connection of marrying him? All the caretakers that I hired to watch him gave up. He often yelled at them. After the accident, he was depressed and had an anger issue because of his condition. If I will hire you as her caretaker, I'm sure he will kick you out. But if you became his wife, he can't do anything but to accept you into his life. But why me? I saw you fighting those bullies and convinced them to change. I think you have the ability to make people follow you. All you need is just convince him to undergo surgery and do therapy. After he gets better, you can divorce him and go back to your old life. That's it? That's it. Okay. But please, don't give my dad any more money. And while I'm here, I don't want them to come here. Okay, that's clear. Dad, I will do this because I don't want you to go to jail. But next time, if you sell me, I will let you rot in jail. You ask a favor to make the wedding simple. There is no need to spend money since you know that you will also get a divorce. His mom said, don't worry, her attorney can register your marriage even without ceremony. His mom knocked the door and walked into Jungkook's room while holding your wrist. Honey, let me introduce you to someone. This is YN. She will be your wife. He glared at you. How many times I told you, Mom, I don't want to get married. Just leave me alone. It's too late. I already registered your marriage, so from now on, accept her as your wife. And by the way, she will sleep here. What? No! His mom already briefs you on what to do. You need to sleep in the same room with him because Jungkook crumbs often attack. You also need to watch him since how many times does attempt to. Since your wife is already here, I need to go back to Canada to take care of our business there. His mom purposely left you too, so you can have time together and do what you need to do. Jungkook's mom has entrusted him to you. After his mom left the room, you two were left silent. No one wanted to speak until you decided to break the silence. Hi, I'm YN, you said to him and slowly come near him. Stop! Don't come near me! I don't want you in my life. I don't want anybody. You want to stay in this room? Fine. Sleep in the sofa. And remember this, I don't consider you as my wife, he said angrily. One of the reasons why you agreed to marry him, to escape temporarily from your chaotic world. But the escape plan you thought was failed because even here, it looks like your life will still be miserable. This continues to happen. He is always angry with you and usually yells at you, telling you not to come near him. He doesn't even eat what you cook. Even talk to you, he never does that. It's just the two in the house since his mom already go back to Canada, but it's like you're alone. No one to talk to. Well for you, that is better than hearing your steps, mom and dad fighting every day. At least in that house, you have peace of mind even it's just for a few hours. It's been a month, but nothing has changed in Jungkook's treatment of you. It is still elusive, so you don't know if you can convince him to get a treatment. One day, while you were cleaning the living room, you heard a pot fall in the kitchen. You ran there and saw Jungkook cleaning his hand. Why? What happened? But he just rolled his eyes on you. You clearly saw that he had a burn on his hand. So even though he got angry, you forcefully held his hand and washed with a bath soap. Just go away! I can manage myself. He didn't answer. You took the medicine from the first aid kit and treated his burn. He couldn't do anything, so he just kept quiet. And for the first time, he looked at your face while you were busy putting a cream on his wound. I'm done. So, is there anything you want to eat so I can cook it for you? As you expected, he just ignored you. He took chips from the food storage and slowly walked towards the stairs with his scratches. Jake, what if I push you so you can't walk even more? You said in a low voice, not knowing he heard you. What did you say? Nothing. I don't say anything. Be careful. Then you smile at him like innocent. One night, in the middle of your sleep, you heard someone moaning, and it seems he's in pain. You get up from the wide sofa and look back where Jungkook's bed was. As you saw him holding his legs, he was crying in pain. Then you remember what his mom told you about his crumbs. In your panic, you flew on his bed and massaged the part that he was holding. Don't touch me! Even if I die, don't come near me! He shouted. At the same time, he pushed you, causing you to fall on his bed. You were so shocked by what he did that you couldn't move on the floor. Even him was surprised by what he did to you. Before he could say anything, you stood up and quietly walked back on the sofa. A few minutes, you stood up and came close to his bed. I know you don't want to marry me. Me either. Do you know that my dad, it's like he sold me to your mom? because he accepts a big sum just to marry you? Sorry if I touch you, but you don't have to push me. I saw you in pain. I was worried about you. I don't know why I was worried about you even though you treated me badly. Probably because I know how you feel. My mom suffers from bone cancer, and I saw how she struggled on her cramps attack. You know, sometimes you need to accept that you need someone with you. I know you're struggling. I can see that. But stop being selfish. If you're hurting and struggling, the people around you feel the same way. Stop pushing them away. Basically, you are the one with the problem. Whatever. I know you wouldn't listen to me, cause I'm nothing to you. You took your pillow and get out of his room. You're supposed to go to the vacant room, but you just go to the kitchen instead and drink cold water. Tomorrow, I will really push you down the stairs so you can feel how to fall. You went to the drawer and found something. A smile crept into your face when you saw what you were looking for. This can't be helped. Meanwhile, Jungkook felt guilty for what he did to you. I'm sure she was hurt. He waited for you to come back, but 30 minutes already passed. Still, you didn't come back, so he thought you slept in the other room. Around 6 in the morning, Jungkook woke up and felt relaxed. He felt like he slept soundly until he noticed his leg resting on something soft. He gets up and saw his legs on the top of two soft pillows. Not only that, there is a hot compress under his legs. He started scanning the room and found you sitting on the floor while your head leaned on his bed, sleeping soundly. Look at this girl. Obviously, she's mad at me. Then why do you still care about me? He said to himself and playfully pulled your hair that makes you wake up. He quickly lay on the bed and pretended to be sleeping before you caught him. You opened your eyes and found yourself on Jungkook's bed. You hurriedly get up before he caught you sleeping near him. For sure he will be angry with you again. How did I fall asleep in that uncomfortable position? You ask yourself while checking him. He looks relaxed now. I hope you sleep and don't wake up. Look at you. You're handsome and have a baby face when you sleep. But when you wake up, you look like a demon with a monthly period. You fixed the sofa and went to the bathroom. After doing your morning routine, you went downstairs. Later on, he opened his eyes after assuring that you left. Then he laughed. What did she say? Handsome? Baby face? Demon with monthly period? He continues to laugh. Then he realized this is the first time he smiles again after the accident. You were eating breakfast. Every day you eat alone since Jungkook doesn't eat with you. While eating, you heard the sound of Jungkook's scratches, the sounds of every step towards your direction. He sat on the opposite chair and looked at your plate, but don't speak. You choose not to invite him to eat because you know he would just yell at you. However, you felt awkward since at this time he was staring at you every time you took a bite of food. You quickly stood up and took him a food and gave it to him. You want some? This is not special, but I know it's delicious. He looked at the plate and pulled it closer to him, but he just stared at it. If you don't want, then let me have it. You're about to pull the plate. Can you please give me a spoon and fork? I can't eat without that. Oh, sure. You realize it feels great eating with someone, even if that person always mad at you. He was in the middle of his breakfast when he looked at you and say, "Put an ice pack on your ass. You were definitely hurt last night." You just stare at him in so much surprise at what you heard. "I'm sorry if I pushed you last night. I'm sorry if I went too far." You brought your face closer to him and started scanning his face. Later on, you placed your hand on his forehead. "Your temperature is normal. Obviously, you are not hallucinating." "Or I am the one who hallucinating." He chuckled and placed his palm on your forehead. "You don't have a fever. It means everything you heard is real." "I'm sorry, YN. Do you know, this is the first time you called my name?" "I literally understand you. I know how you feel. You feel like you're alone in this world. You feel like people around you won't accept you because of your condition. You feel like no one will love you anymore. This is also how my mom reacted before. She keeps pushing me away. But later on, she realized that she needs someone. Like you. You need someone. You need to know that you are not alone." "You are right. Everything what you said is right. So, are we friends now? Will you forgive me?" "Of course. But minimize your anger before I will push you on that stairs." "Don't leave me, YN. I'm afraid to be alone." "I won't leave you. Promise." You already forgot that you two will divorce soon after he get better. You said you don't want to get into a relationship. Then why did you get married? I will get you from him, no matter what. You have no idea that Osaka is watching from outside the house with full of anger and sorrow.